Curtis, you ready to get started?
Yeah, I'm ready to get started, man.
All right. So, growing up, who had the biggest impact on the person you are today?
Um, Growing up, it really just wasn't one person for me. I was blessed to say that I had just a great family support. It takes a village to raise a child, and I have great grandparents, mom, dad, aunts. Um, so I was really blessed to have that, and just being able to be around those different figures in my life. I learned a little bit from everybody, but who had the most wisdom was basically my grandpas. They
Okay.
were the oldest. They taught me a lot, just due to the fact, parents work a lot. But during the summertime, I would spend most of my time in the country. So being in the country, you learning from my mom's dad was from the country, and my dad's dad was from the country. So
Okay.
if
So,
you didn't
where's the
learn
country
from one,
at?
yeah.
Where's that at?
Say again.
Where is the country at for you?
Oh, Martinsville, Virginia, New Kent, Virginia.
Okay. So, is it
Yeah. So,
farms out there, or is it?
my mom grew up on like 7.5 acres. Her father had different animals like cows, horses, and pigs and chickens and stuff like that.
Okay.
My other grandpa, he had enough land to have a big garden and hunt dogs.
Yeah.
So
So, I want to touch on that. But your grandpa you said had a pretty large influence on the person you are today. What did you learn from your grandpa?
um, I guess just a different hustle. Well, one of my grandpas taught me how to tie my shoe. Just how to self-survive. My grandparents taught me how to self-survive.
I
You
got
know,
you.
um, but then my dad taught me how to, like do stuff like mechanical work that'll help me, save some money, stuff like that. And then my mom was also a big one because she just had the whole all around,
Yeah.
Basically the stuff. Somehow my mom always had this thing of telling me stuff before telling me stuff before it would happen. So I guess that's that mother's intuition, but I really don't know. But between those people, it was just a lot, man. Like I said, I was just blessed. It's too much stuff to name, man. I was just.
My grandpa is my role models too, because my dad is a farmer as well. He has a cotton gin, but my grandpa was more of a businessman. So my dad was working so hard on the farm, he really wasn't there to
Yeah,
mentor.
he was there, but he wasn't there. I understand what you're saying.
But
But yeah,
kind of like you said, there's a lot of things I learned from my dad because I respect his work ethic, how much
yeah.
for our family. But as far as a mentor, because I got my degree in business for CPA law, and I just kind of looked up to my grandpa because
Mm-hmm.
he was a hustler. I guess grandpa's a hustler, man. I don't know.
Now, I mean, it's just that old school way, man. It's just, getting up, going to work, putting your pants on every day, going to work, and just not coming home until you're done. It's not like modern times now where, well, if I get off at 8 to 5, I work 8 to 5. It's like grandpa standing, if he got to
Yeah.
stay, he gonna find a way to stay,
Right.
That's basically
So,
how it was, man. The same
so
thing for my dad. I mean, my dad he worked in correctional, and, he worked 2 12-hour shifts. The
mhm,
days off, he pretty much sleep, not unless he got something to do or he had to put like a double.
yeah.
So most of the time as a young kid, I was pretty much in the country because both my parents worked a lot.
Right. So growing up, was football always your passion to go to?
Uh, Pretty much, yeah. I got my first like Steelers uniform when I was a little kid, and me and my dad used to play football in the front yard and wrestle and all that other good stuff. Um, and then, I told my dad, I said one day I wanted to play football, but it was too late. But luckily, he had worked with one of the coaches, and the coach was like, "Yeah, we'll be glad to have him." Next thing you know, I was starting on the offensive line at the age of 6 and
Yeah.
defensive line. And ever since then, I just love smashing people.
Awesome. Awesome. So in high school, um, at what point did you know that you wanted to go to, I mean, you ended up with the Ohio State. So at what point did the offers start coming in, and when did you know that you wanted to go to Ohio State?
I got my first offer when I was a freshman in high school. Me and my mom had a long talk one day in the car. I was on the way to football practice. I was like, so yeah, you saved up money for me to go to college? She was like, no, we ain't save up any money for you to go to college. I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's what you're supposed to do, whatever.
Right.
She's like, nah, nah, we didn't save up any money for you. So I said, okay. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, I got to find, in my mind, I was like, well, I was never the person that, I never liked being told no anyway. So if I wanted, I was always determined to get it. That's just who I am. Like, if I can't get it at the moment, I'm going to find a way,
Right.
especially if you feel like you deserve it.
Right.
And I started just training really hard at the age of 14. And I was bigger than most kids on junior varsity. And I was playing really well, and coach wanted to move me up to varsity. He moved me up to varsity. And my dad didn't think it was time for me because everybody, at that time had been lifting weights and much bigger than me,
Right.
So I used to sneak off to the varsity games and on Friday nights, dress out. I never would get in the game.
Yeah.
And, one of the linebackers that got hurt in the playoffs, and they moved me up to varsity. In my first game, I think I had 2 sacks and 6 tackles. And then ever since that day, I saw something different. I wanted something better for myself. Scholarships started rolling in, and I started taking different visits. And then I wasn't even thinking about going to Ohio State. I wanted to go to Florida.
Okay.
Gator.
A little warmer there.
Yeah, way a little warmer. And then Urban Meyer left. And then once Urban Meyer left, I said, well, I got to explore some more options. I got to really figure out who I need to get to know,
Right.
I met Coach Fickle and Coach Tressel, and then it was a no-brainer after that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, when going to college, like what was it? Was it your mindset? I'm gonna be in the NFL, or what was the major that you wanted to pursue in college if you didn't make it?
Say that again. I'm sorry, you broke up.
As far as when you want to go to college, was your focus, I'm going to make it to the NFL no matter what? Or did you say, I want to pursue a degree, what I want to pursue, and football's going to be my means to get there?
Well, my whole goal was to go to school and be 3 and done, but obviously it didn't happen that way. Football had always been so easy to me that, when I got to college, I thought it was going to be the same thing, but it got a little bit more difficult. It was a little bit more thinking. It was just different, I had to grow up a lot, to be honest with you. I had to get used to not being that star football player anymore. I had to learn how to rebuild the foundation, my mental foundation at that, to be able to succeed and play at a high level. Because every year I went through something crazy in college, and with that being said, my mental toughness was the one, my will to never quit is what got me to basically where I am today.
So as far as mental toughness is concerned, we have a lot of student athletes that are planning on going to top D1 schools, and they're going to have all these opportunities that they could be a good thing or a bad thing. What are your thoughts on that? What advice do you have for student athletes that are going to have these opportunities?
Well, one, don't let your parents pick your school because you're going to be there. You're going to be there. They're not. That's just the reality of the situation. So if your parents pick a school that they like and you're not really feeling it, you're going to have to put up with that, with that mental burden, just being there every day, knowing you hate this place, knowing you don't want anything to do with it, and that's going to affect your ability to perform because you don't want anything to do with the place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the first thing I tell you. Go in there with an open mind. being able to receive what the coaches is telling you, understand what's going on. Don't just jump to conclusions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at the big picture, basically.
Yeah.
It's a long journey, man. It's a long journey. Look at the big picture and understand that on the big picture, you're on a small road. It's not too many ways that you can really go. You know, sometimes you're going to have to go left or right to get back to going north, you know, because north is the top, you know.
Yeah.
You got to keep going north. You never want to go south. Sometimes, like I said, you're going to have to veer off, take your detour to get back on the road that you are. What obstacles you're going to face, you'll never know. But if you don't face those obstacles, you will never be able to understand or appreciate your reward when you get to the top.
All right. So what has been the biggest hurdle for you in your career so far? And when I say that career in life, just a hurdle that you've had to overcome that.
One, I had to get used to coaches yelling at me. I was never the type of, I don't like people yelling at me.
Yeah.
I get real defensive.
Yeah.
It makes me real angry. I get real defensive real quick. I don't know why. I like when people talk to me, you know.
Right.
And just tell me what's going on or what I need to do. I ask a lot of questions just due to the fact that I want to be perfect, you know, but you never can be perfect. You know, everything in life is not going to be perfect. Another thing, I lost my father at an early age due to a mental illness. So that was probably my biggest obstacle in football, and being able to deal with people, you know, just to be able to deal with aggressive coaching, you know. That's probably been my two biggest obstacles. Once I got over my father being gone and being able to understand that, you know, coach is trying to get me to be great, and he's not doing it. He's not doing it the way I want him to do. But so I got to look at, he's not going to change, so maybe I need to change, you know, because I'll end up leaving before he will. That's the way I looked at it.
Right. And so, do you think the mental toughness or the way coaches approached coaching did it vary from high school to college to the NFL?
Oh yeah, it's a big difference. High school coaches, they care a lot about you, you know, just because, you know, you're their kids, you know what I mean? You're young. College coaches, they care about you. They care about you a lot, you know. Yeah. Basically the same way. It's just a little different. But when you get to league, man, it's a business then. It ain't, yeah, we care about you, but, you know, we got to go a different route. You know, those be the conversations that you don't want to have, man. So.
Gotcha. All right. So I kind of want to change from football for a second. Outside of football, how are you entrepreneur-wise, business-wise? How'd you your own car dealership right now, right? Is that right?
Right, correct.
How'd you get into that, and what have you learned through that process?
I actually got into it with the guy that I bought my first car from in college. You know, we stayed in touch for years, man, and that's basically like my older brother now. Just a great guy. He's a brother, sometimes a dad, you know, just somebody just older than you to lead you in the right direction. And, you know, when I finally got a little bit of money in my pocket, I was like, you know what, I want to start my own business because I don't want to work for anybody. Like, done with football, I want to be able to create my own residual income and, you know, do something that I really like. And I like cars and stuff like that. So, you know, we got together and put together a game plan. You know, it's a lot of hard work and effort. It's just like sports, man. What you put into it, that's what you'll get, you know. I always take the sport approach pretty much to everything because it's simple. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you can line it up and understand, you know, you need a great quarterback. Who's going to be your quarterback? You need a great offensive line. Who's going to be, you know, who's going to be the leader of the offensive line? You need a great center to be able to get those other four guys on track. You know what I mean? And then when it's time for the defense, who's going to get those people lined up? Linebacker, you know what I mean? So
Right.
just pretty much when you get into being an entrepreneur, it's a lot of work, a lot of organization, sleepless nights.
It's
Just
not
a
easy,
grind,
is
man.
it?
Just a grind.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. I saw that. I was like, okay, he's got
Yeah,
a little side game he's working on, a little side hustle.
a little side hustle, but it's real hard, man.
Yeah. So, what is there any people that you look up to, whether it's podcasts or videos or people on social media that you get inspiration as far as business, entrepreneur, or just in life?
I got a guy that well, it's a couple guys that's here. I mean, I don't know if you know Jesse Armstead, or Antonio Pierce that played linebacker here for the Giants. I talk to those guys a lot.
Yeah.
I also talked to. I got my first job in college from a guy named Mark Meadows. He played with the guy from Ohio State. Him and Mike DeAndrew, they gave me my first job as being a lock technician, and then he's helped me a lot throughout this process of just learning. Those four people are pretty much the main people that's really helped me a lot. Oh, then I forgot I had another guy. One of the guys I went to school with, his father's a general manager, so he hooked me up with one of his managers. You know, I've been talking to those guys, just basically learning how to do different things. Like I said, you need mentoring people older than you that's already done it, so they can teach you along the way. You can't do it all by yourself, man. And,
Right. And that's what I'm trying to, as I would get more mentors on, is there's a lot of students, they don't even have to be athletes, student athletes, but they have an opportunity to build a brand, be more marketable, and to be more business savvy based on if they will do stuff outside of just going through school, doing books, find mentors that will actually push you and educate you on the real world, on what you need.
right. Yeah, because I mean, obviously everybody knows school teaches you a little bit, but it doesn't teach you the real life situations, like, because nobody knows what their real life situations are.
No.
Nobody can give you a book to tell you what's going to happen to you. You know what I mean? You get away with succeeding in school because it's like, okay, cool. I read this chapter and I know what the teacher's going to quiz me on. You know what I mean? When you wake up tomorrow, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You don't know. You know what I mean? That's just like me. I didn't think I was going to tear my ACL on a Thanksgiving night. You know, my mom's first game to watch me in the NFL. I'm like, okay, my first thought is mom's here. It's Thanksgiving. I got to play my best. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Then shoot. First quarter, boom, ACL's gone. I didn't know that. She didn't know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, school and life are two different things.
Yeah. Man, so was that the first injury you've ever had with football?
Yeah, that's my first surgery. First real injury. Most of the time, it was a little sprained ankle, little bruises here and there, but nothing really as major as this.
Gotcha. Well, man, we are about to be done with this, but I would like to thank you for coming on to be a mentor. And I don't know if you have any final thoughts or what you'd like to share with students, something that you've learned that we haven't discussed yet that might benefit these students. But, man, I'll let you have the last chance to say a last word.
Oh, man, just embrace the grind. When you're thinking about giving up, don't give up. And listen to your heart. That's basically what I can say. If you're determined and you really want something, you can really have it. No matter what anybody tells you, you got to find a way. You got to knock down those walls that people put up to keep you from getting to where you want to go. You got to see yourself succeed, man. If you don't want to succeed, then you'll never have anything. I mean, you'll be living at the bare minimum, wondering where your next coin's going to come from, or how you're going to go out with your family, or do this and that, or depending on others. I don't like depending on others, though.
They got to hustle like grandpa, right?
Yeah, got to hustle like grandpa. You hustle like grandpa, you should be fine.
We need to get shirts that's like hustle like grandpa. I think
I might. Hey, that's a good one. Might as well create a shirt.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Whenever I get the edits done on this, I'll let you know, man. But, man, dude, I really appreciate it. I hope you have awesome recovery, come back better than ever. I'm on Team Curtis from here on out, man, because I really appreciate you spending the time to do this. And, again, thank you, man.
All right, brother. Nice meeting you today and nice talking to you. Have a great rest of your day.
All right, you too.